Cuoca in Vacanza owner. We run two kind of private services, cooking classes and private dinners directly at your holiday home in Tuscany. This is, is a terrible period for us here in Italy, and someone decided to help us to show our recipes at home and not in a restaurant or in another professional place. So hoping that you enjoy the recipe, I'd like to teach you how to make homemade pasta. Homemade fresh Italian pasta with a filling that I found near here, just picking up some wild herbs, edible herbs that I found around here. So to make a fresh pasta you need few and simple ingredients. This is the right measure to consider one person. One of this glass of flour and one egg. So if you are three people, 300 grams of flour is 3 glasses and 3 eggs. In this case, we use this kind of flour that is double O flour. I know that maybe in the USA it's not so easy to find this. So in this case, you can buy all-purpose flour, but please buy that one without yeast and anything else inside. This is semolina flour, and I know you can find in your country. So when we make pasta, we usually mix this one with double O flour. The right measure to make pasta is, in this case, we use just 2 glasses. So we use 1 glass of double O flour. I'll just show you how it will arrive. Just here. And we use 1 full glass of similar flour. So the half and half. You can be sure that in this way you can have pasta for 2 people and maybe some more. As you can see, we are making the classical fountain. Here in Italy we call this fontana. That you have to make a hole with your hands, here, large enough to host 2 whole eggs. So I repeat, 2 glasses of flour, 2 eggs. This should be for 2 people, but it's much more if you think that it's more than 2 people. We crack the eggs on the surface of a table. Usually there is no shells inside if you do this. Then we try to beat this inside the fountain, taking a few flour at a time. Now that you see that it's a pale yellow color, you can try to use your hands. At this point the eggs go out, but don't worry, it's not important. Usually when we make pasta there is a bit of mess in your surface. You should fold and take the semolina flour and the double O flour and put inside your dough. When you see that your dough is in this way, so with many crumbles but still a ball, you should start working with the palm of your hands. Don't listen to the people that say that you have not to take much crumbles that you have in your surface. Please take until your dough is smooth. So now we go trying to take the flour that you have in your surface, and at this point you should rest at least 30 minutes. Since we can't now here, we go directly to roll with our rolling pin. Anyway, the dough is smooth and soft, and when you have to rest it, it's just to give it elasticity. So guys, now we take our rolling pin and we start rolling. And we start rolling from the center to the external. You can add some flour if you like. So we try to make our dough thinner as possible, and you can use a pasta machine if you don't want to use the rolling pin. And so we try to make something regular. And remember that when you arrive to the edge of the shape, you have to press a bit more. So in this case, we take the first part of the dough and we press and enlarge it, rolling, and go ahead with your rolling pin. Once your dough is thin and elastic, you take the first part and press and roll again. Press and roll. This helps to give even more elasticity to your dough and your final fresh pasta. Your fresh pasta should be thin, and if you go to the sunlight, you have to see your hand through your pasta dough. So now we are ready and we can start to make our fagottini. So guys, to make fagottini, that is the filling pasta, we have to use a filling that is made with ricotta cheese in this case and some borage. You remember that I went to pick up some wild edible herbs near here, but you can use also chards or spinach, no problem. Here there is also nutmeg and parmesan cheese. After I give you the recipe with all the proportion, anyway, it's very easy and simple. You have just to taste your filling. I have not a sac à poche, so I am using a simple food bag. To make our fagottini, we have to start from some squares. And here in Italy we have this special rolling pin that I bought in Emilia-Romagna, that is the region of the fresh homemade pasta. And so you have to cut some squares of this 5 centimeters, like this, 2 inches I think. Otherwise you have to buy this one, and maybe I can find it on Amazon for you and I can send you the link. Now let's go to cut the dough, so I show you how to use this. you have to press your rolling pin on the dough very strongly, and then you start making some squares. Always strongly press. You start with this part here in the first, so you are sure that comes some squares. The last one. This is a bag from IKEA, and I put here some left pieces of dough so they don't lose the wax. And here there is another bag from IKEA that I use like sac à poche. We take the bag and we cut just the final part of this. And we put some dough in the center of your fagottino. We take a brush with some water if you see that your dough is a bit dry. Not in this case, but we use. And then, this is very important, you take one corner and you press the opposite corner together. Then, you take the other corner and do the same, pressing the edge like a pyramid. So we have our first fagottino. Let's make the second one. I show you again. We take the opposite corner. This time we go faster, so maybe our fagottino should be nicer than the other one. And at this point, you have another fagottino. Our fagottini are ready. Please check they are well sealed, because otherwise when they are in the water they risk to make a mess and the filling risks to go away. So please check this, press when you are making them, and then you can season with butter and crispy sage or a tomato sauce like that one that I'm going to make now. I go to cook them. One at a time in the pot that is melting. The water, more it is, better it is, and you have to salt the water when the water is cold, so you are sure that you don't forget to put the salt. Usually I put or a pinch of fine salt or coarse rock salt in 1/2 tablespoon. Remember to cook them until 6-7 minutes, because this is a pasta with filling, so even 8 minutes. And it's not true that when they come up they are ready. They are not gnocchi, they are fagottini, so all fresh pasta is 4 minutes, and is with filling usually is 7-8 minutes. As I told you before, here I made a real tasty tomato sauce that is very good for this kind of pasta. Everything is good with tomato sauce, you know. Another important thing to remember is that you have to drain the fagottini and to leave their draining for 3 minutes so that the water can go away. When you are sure they are well drained, you can go ahead and to season them. Let's put our fagottini in place. Be careful that they are one side, the other. They are well drained, as I told you before. Remember that this is a fillet pasta, so you can be sure it's very nutritious. You can take your tomato sauce and drizzle it over your plates. And if you like, you can add some fresh oregano or some fresh basil leaves that are very good from this period to all the summer. So these are our fagottini, that is fresh homemade pasta filling with the ricotta cheese and borage and parmesan, and seasoned with a fresh tomato sauce, some basil leaves and fresh oregano. We made together this and you got the recipe soon. So from me, from Erika, buon appetito!